case is still open.
The day he found that first calculation error.
Look, I've checked the documents.
The standing still clock. We all know what it means to be frozen in time. Somewhere in Europe, a bank employee uncovers old files that haven't been touched in years. After she receives them, she checks them once, but can't believe what she sees. Then she checks them again and sends them deep inside the rabbit hole. 9 years, 11 months, 26 days left. That is all Alexis has on his clock. 300 kilometers away, a man is helping his daughter with her math homework. He has no idea that in a filing cabinet somewhere, someone is quietly counting down the days until his fight for justice simply just expires. This video is about 2 clocks. One is ticking inside a courtroom for a real family. The other has been ticking for 20 years, over your rent, your paycheck, and your grocery bill. By the end of this video, you'll understand they're the same clock, and who built it.
The 10-year clock.
In 2005, a young couple, let's call them Alexis and Maria, are buying their first home. He's a mathematician. To him, every number tells a story. Each equation reveals a pattern. Maria is a school teacher. Every morning begins the same. Lesson plans, attendance, and curious young minds. Like hundreds of thousands of families across Europe that year, they take out a mortgage tied to a foreign currency exchange rate, a common, even recommended financial product at the time. Lower interest. Everyone was doing it. It's easy to forget now, but this was sold as the smart choice. Banks across Europe issued millions of these loans. Nobody explained, not clearly, not in writing, anyone could actually understand. What happens when the exchange rate moves against you? But everyone was so blind and they were waiting for this. For over a decade, Alexis pays his rate every single month, on time, without complaint, like clockwork.
132 payments. Same bank, same account, same trust.
While Alexis was quietly paying his mortgage, something else was happening on the other side of the world. Something that would end up rhyming with his story more than he could have guessed. A growing share of new houses in fast-growing U.S. metro areas are now built specifically to be rented, not sold, to permanent renters. In parts of Texas, entire subdivisions are now built for one purpose only: to be owned by a single company and rented back to families, block by block. Not a house you buy, a house you rent forever, from an owner you'll never meet. It isn't illegal. It isn't even hidden. It's just quiet. And quiet is exactly how this kind of thing prefers to operate. Over the past years, rent in many Europe's biggest cities has nearly doubled. Wages rose too, but nowhere near as fast. For millions, every paycheck buys a little less than it did before.
For our family, the situation is getting even more aggravated. But I will solve it.
A few moments later.
Shut up!
2014. Alexis, the mathematician, is doing what mathematicians do. Out of habit more than suspicion, he rechecks his own mortgage statements against the official exchange rate for that month. The numbers don't match. Not once. Not by a little. By at least 200 euros. Every single installment, for years. He may have just found the answer.
Yes, hello. Look, I've checked the documents.
Calls
There's a
the
serious
bank,
discrepancy in the
politely at first. He explains the calculation. He's put on hold.
Wait,
Transferred. Put on hold again. And then the inevitable happened. So Alexis does the only thing he has left. He hires a lawyer. He files a lawsuit. Then everything changes. In court, he discovers something the bank had known from the very beginning. There's just one catch, a legal trick hidden in plain sight. There's a quiet trick buried in a lot of these systems, and it isn't really about money. It's about time. Time favors whoever can afford to wait the longest, and institutions can almost always afford to wait longer than a person can.
A family can usually afford one lawsuit. An institution can usually afford more than 1,000.
You've probably felt this same pattern somewhere else, even if you never had a word for it. Like the groceries where things are going deeper. Your cereal box got smaller, the price didn't. Your favorite corner pharmacy became part of a chain, and suddenly your prescription costs more, not less. Or how Alexis is used to say,
Shrinking package sizes at a stable price.
even healthcare hasn't been immune. Across many countries, researchers have raised serious concerns about what happens when financial targets begin to outweigh medical judgment. More and more, hospitals are managed not just by doctors and caregivers, but by large corporations and investment groups focused on efficiency, growth, and returns. That doesn't mean every hospital puts profits first, but it does mean business. Decisions can increasingly shape how healthcare is delivered. And when corporations are calling the shots, patients often end up paying the price because healthcare costs keep climbing.
none of this is about telling you the world is rigged and there's nothing to do. It's the opposite.
Every one of these systems only works because most people never learn how the clock is built. The moment you do, you stop being the easiest person in the room to wait out. Alexis's lawyer explains it plainly. The bank isn't really trying to win the case on the facts. The math isn't really in dispute. What they're doing is something else. Delaying, postponements, procedural objections, appeals on technicalities. Every motion buys another few months. Alexis's daughter was 7 when this started. She's a teenager now. She's grown up hearing her father say the same sentence at dinner, year after year. Still no news.
As of the making of this video, the case is still open. Nobody, not Alexis, not his lawyer, not even the bank, knows exactly how it ends.
As he told you. But my clock is still locked.
Go back to the beginning of this video. A bank employee counting down days on a file. A family in Texas renting a house they'll never own from a company they'll never meet. A family in Western Europe opening a rent letter that keeps climbing faster than their income. And a mathematician watching a courtroom clock tick toward a deadline nobody explained to him in 2005. Different countries, different paperwork, same clock. Every one of these situations was built the same way, not on a lie, but on the quiet bet that most people won't have the time, the money, or the information to fight back.
You probably have your own version of this clock running somewhere. A contract you never fully read. A rate you've never double-checked. A bill you've just been trusting is correct. Most of the time it is. But it costs you nothing to check.